Royals baseball from Kauffman Stadium, and we're down to the last 4 games of the 2018 regular season. The Royals will be at home for all 4 against the first place Indians. Hi everyone, welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre, and Joel and Monty are coming up. We could spend an hour, we don't have an hour, talking about everything the Royals have improved upon from the first half into the second half, but let's begin, since the Royals are at home, going from surprisingly one of the worst teams in the major leagues at home to now one of the best over the last month.
Don't want to spend a lot of time on that gut-wrenching first few months of the season. We couldn't sniff a win. It was really hard to take. But I'll tell you what, the last several series, heck, it's been wonderful. This kind of baseball brings back a lot of good memories of their championship run, but it's exciting. Scoring 6.4 runs a game? Man, I know the people here at the K walking out, they've been loving it. Let's go Royals, we're hearing the chants, and they're all doing it. 5 straight winning series. Hopefully they can make it 6.
And now an area that has not improved, Whit Merrifield. That's because he's been good since the very beginning of the season. Games to go, all against the Cleveland Indians, and Whit Merrifield has a chance to add to his impressive numbers. And I'll be honest that I was curious when he hit 19 home runs last year, which was way more than he'd ever hit, even in the minor leagues. I thought, what's he going to do with that? Is he going to try and hit more home runs? Will it be a good thing? Will it be a bad thing? He's had an incredible year.
He stayed true to who he really is, and that's impressive. You know, he didn't try to change. He stayed inside the ball all year. He was the same hitter, except he's been a lot more patient. A ton more walks this year than last year even, and it's been good to see him continue to use the other side of the field. Now he'll pull it if he gets soft on him, but I'll tell you, the running, that's been equally as impressive, if not even more. The fact that he's getting better jumps, he learns the league now, the pitching about it, and so he continues to climb in a very impressive season.
Joel and Monty are coming up. They'll talk about a team that really had no competition in the division this year, playing out the season, and will begin the playoffs against the Astros.
Glenn Sparkman, and since coming back from the minor leagues, he's pitching well. Still in search of his first big league win, but coming off of a solid 4 outings against Detroit. He will be facing the Cleveland Indians. Joel Goldberg, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery. Royals will be done by Sunday. The Indians, though, while they want to finish on a high note, Monty, they're going to have their eye on next Friday. What a series it should be between the Indians and the Astros.
Well, it should be a great series. They're going to be relying on their starting pitching to get them through the postseason. That's one thing that they really have a history of being good. I think they're looking for this series, however, to get hot. We know how the Royals were in 2015. They needed to play good baseball at the end. When you have a 15-game lead going into the last series of the year, you want to get things hot going into the postseason. So that's the objective here for the Indians.
You talk about their starting rotation. I mean, look at those 4 guys. To put this in perspective, Monty, the Royals have had 4 200 strikeout seasons ever. Bob Johnson, Kevin Appier, Zach Greinke, Dennis Leonard, 4 in 1 year.
50 years it took the Royals, have done it in 1 year.
Unbelievable. Might have a little something to do with the way the game is nowadays, but that rotation is certainly a huge one for the Indians. We have more coming up from Kauffman Stadium. First of 4 between the Royals and the Indians. Ryan and Hud back after this.
Is brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. It's the Royals and the Indians. The Indians have already won the season series from the Royals, but the Royals come home having won their last 3 games on the road, and they've won 13 of their last 16 here at Kauffman Stadium. The lineups and the first pitch are coming up next. get ready for the last 4 games, and the Cleveland Indians get ready for the playoffs. They already know their fate. After the series here at the Royals, they will head to Houston and play the first round with the Astros. Some of the regulars are out of the lineup tonight. Yonder Alonso, Jason Kipnis, who's going to lose some playing time with Josh Donaldson with Cleveland, and Michael Brantley, Edwin Encarnacion. They are not in the lineup tonight. And Terry Francona, he's had a heck of a run. This is his 6th year with the Indians, and they are 120 games over 500 in his 6 years, going to the playoffs for the 4th time this year. Glenn Sparkman will make his 3rd start of the year for the Royals.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for Sparkman to be able to leave a good taste in Ned Yost's mouth and Cal Eldred about the future. They definitely like him. He's strong, but he'd like to go 5 innings at least. So in order to do that, he's got to get some early count outs. It's important for him. And if he can have a lead and go 5+ innings and they win the game, that would be his first major league victory. That is what he would like most. Ford around the horn, Royals defense, last Gordo Nation night of the season, and Alex hasn't disappointed one bit. The 5-time Gold Glover certainly deserves his 6th. He's played an airtight defense this year. He's been awesome. +12 in defensive runs saved. Alex Gordon is the man. Cam Gallagher, he getting a chance to give Salvia a little break back there and catch Sparkman to his first major league victory.
Here's the Gordo Nation section out in left field. And with their ticket, they not only get that Alex Gordon big head, but they get a t-shirt. Here's our umpiring crew. Here's the crew chief, Kerwin Danley, former college player at San Diego State, where he was a teammate with Tony Gwynn. Chad Fairchild is behind the plate. Everyone seems to be bending over in front of the camera tonight. Mike Esterbrook is at 2nd, and Bruce Dreckman is at 3rd.
They have better manners than that. Come on,
if
fellas.
they only knew.
Yes, exactly.
Francisco Lindor is wrapping up another great season. This is his 645th at-bat. And as usual, he's among the league leaders in several offensive categories. And Sparkman's first pitch is right down the middle for a strike. 37 home runs and 90 driven in for the Indians' leadoff man. And that doesn't even account for his 125 runs scored, which is 2nd in the American League.
Well, he's a real exciting ball player from both sides of the plate. Fun to watch.
And Gallagher wasn't able to hang on to it. Lindor thought he had struck out. Only Mookie Betts has scored more runs in the American League this year than Francisco Lindor.
Good spot. Everything's away. That's where you want to pitch him. Don't you dare come middle in on him, as he'll turn on you in a heartbeat. He's got terrific power from the side. Short, compact, really gets some good bat speed right over the center of the plate. That's where you need it.
And he's averaging about 1 RBI per game against the Royals in his career. Those 19 home runs and 58 RBIs are the most for him against any team. 1-2.
Watch where he keeps his hands. He's in a very comfortable position. Bat resting on his shoulders, fingers loose, ready to fire.
And he lines it out into left center field. So he makes the most of that near foul tip strikeout, and he's on to begin the game.
Want to be comfortable from the start, because to react, you got to really have some loose hands. Now that's a lot of fastballs, but all of them away. That's good pitching. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just better hitting.
And now Greg Allen playing in center field. Like Lindor, he is a switch hitter. And he gets a fastball for a strike. The first 3 hitters and 4 of the first 5 hitters in the Indians lineup are switch hitters. And that ball gets away from O'Hearn and rolls to the screen in front of the dugout suite. And that is an error on Ryan O'Hearn.
Maybe trying to be a little too quick with the tag. Let's see it again. Nope. I don't think it went through his glove. Looks like it might have. He just clanked it. Happens to big leaguers too.
One and one on Allen. He's gotten a lot of time in center field. Indians have had several injuries to outfielders. And now a balk. So a foul tip that squirted out of Gallagher's glove, which could have been a strikeout. Then an error.
Oh.
And there's the balk.
Little flinch. You can't move once your foot is on the rubber and you're set to go. You can't flinch and continue your one motion. So early on here, let's see how Sparkman reacts. We're very early, only 9 pitches, 10th coming. Two and two. Allen pulls it foul. This is the first time the Indians have faced Glenn Sparkman, who has made 14 appearances for the Royals. Only 2 of those have been starts. And he last pitched on Thursday at Detroit. Did a nice job for Ned Yost in that wild game. All those home runs in the first 2 innings. A little bit low. Or no, he got the call. Chad Fairchild with a delayed call. And Allen takes a called 3rd strike with a runner at 3rd and nobody out. I was going to say, man, he's got to get him. That's a strike. That's right where you want to put it. Looked like it was a kind of a delay call, but for us to see the delay, it doesn't mean the umpire is not saying something right there. He's saying strike, and then he goes 3. You're out.
Jose Ramirez takes low ball 1. And Ramirez has 38 home runs, 104 RBIs, just like Lindor. He is all over the American League leaderboard. 2-0.
So you would think a guy like Ramirez has over 100 ribbies, 104 to be exact, be able to pick up this ribby here, less than 2 the infield back. Pretty easy situation for a guy like him. Just put the ball in play by the mound. He's got a ribby.
3-0. In addition to the 38 home runs, Ramirez also has 33 stolen bases. Alex going to do his best to get behind it. Some forward momentum and a nice throw, but Lindor runs well. And Ramirez picks up RBI number 105, and the Indians lead 1-0.
Fundamentally sound in every aspect of outfield play is Alex Gordon. Came in, backed up on it, came in, and you know, had a little momentum going forward. 9th outfield assist. I mean, he has outfield assist, but he's really one of the best technique left fielders there are. He's got great technique. Might be good in technology too.
Probably good at everything.
Believe it.
Josh Donaldson with 2 down. It's the first time we've seen him in an Indians uniform. He is playing in just his 49th game. He's had all kinds of calf problems this year. And when the Royals were in Cleveland earlier this month, they had just acquired Donaldson, and he was rehabbing at AAA and hit a grand slam in his first minor league rehab at bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, there's a few of Francona's players might sit out this one, maybe another one in this series, but Donaldson, he wants to get as many reps as he can. And if he continues to improve, he will be the 3rd baseman for the postseason.
And he lines it into center field. That's a second base hit that Sparkman has given up with the count 1-2.
Well, we talked about early count outs for Sparkman, which would be a key to get him deeper, and it's not working out that way so far here in the first. Donaldson, good level swing. When he's on, his bat stays in the middle of that zone for a long time. He's in his 7th season. He's a gamer.
Here's Melky Cabrera, who's like Greg Allen, been able to take advantage of all those injuries to Indians outfielders this year. Two balls, no strikes. And Sparkman has thrown 22 pitches in the first inning. That is drilled to right field. Phillips is there and makes a leaping play on the track to end the top of the first inning. The Indians get 1. Royals tonight will be facing right-hander Josh Tomlin. Games at National League stadiums. So the pitcher hit now back home, and Salvador Perez will take advantage of being the designated hitter tonight with Cam Gallagher behind the plate. And they're facing a pitcher who's had a rough year. Josh Tomlin's ERA is 6.44, but he always seems to be at his best against the Royals. He is 10-5 in his career against the Royals.
Okay, to your eye, let her fly. 72% fastball usage. That's a cutter and a four-seamer, and he's up in the zone and not overpowering. 18 homers. Just look for your pitch and don't miss it. Now, he's been really good in his career against the Royals, but it's a new night. A new Royals team. Let's see.
0-2 on Witt. He's seen fastballs at 87 and 88. And if he can hit safely in all 4 games of the series, he could have a new career high, which is at the moment 19, which he accomplished last year. And he has a chance to finish this year with a 20-game hitting streak. And his hitting streak is the longest active streak in the major leagues. And there it is. Shallow right field. So he'll make it 17 in a row. And he's on to begin the bottom of the first. And another base hit tonight with the hitter down in the count.
Got a hitting streak going. Best thing to do, first at bat, get you a knock. I know you try every time, but it doesn't always happen. But the ability to stay inside of the ball helped him there.
And now Mondesi. And he really got the Royals going in the first inning last night in Cincinnati. Bunting and foul. In the first inning last night, he singled, he stole second, and then he stole third. And then a couple of innings later, Whit Merrifield did the same thing. Singled, stole second, and stole third.
John Gomes, he has a nice arm. Good catch and release. 29% of runners he's thrown out this year. That's a good mark. Solid. 18 for 62.
One ball, one strike. If Merrifield gets 1 stolen base and Mondesi 2 over the next 4 games, they'd be the first teammates in 30 years to have 25 or more stolen bases after the All-Star break. You got to go back to Vince Coleman and Ozzie Smith back in 1988.
Wow. It's impressive what they're doing. It's fun to watch them go. Tomlin has a little bit of a slide step. Doesn't really load up his hips. He's not overpowering. I mentioned that. Good breaking ball there.
Mondesi had a big smile on his face. He was winding up and taking a fastball swing at a breaking ball, and Tomlin had him way out in front.
Facing Tomlin, not overpowering, got to really wait. Think opposite field, and then if you get one up and you want to pull it, go ahead. It's going to give you something good to hit.
Gomes wants him to throw over. Well, it doesn't seem like that long ago we were making a big deal when Mondesi was starting 3 games in a row. And tonight is his 20th consecutive game in the starting lineup. Witt is not running, and Mondesi fouls it off of his foot, and down he goes.
Ouch. Heater inside, looked like a cutter. Ooh, that's
Or
a
his
shin.
shin.
Oh man, that is solid. I mean, it struck him so, and then the ball went ahead and bounced out to the shortstop Lindor. Ooh, you got to walk that off. I mean to tell you how that hurts. So what does a pitcher usually do the next pitch?
Come down and in
with a cutter. There it is. See here.
There goes Witt, and he got a good jump. Gomes got a good pitch to throw on, and Witt tried a little swim move, but he is thrown out.
Gomes, he just fired. I love the throwing position he got. Whitley's kind of checking in to take a look. Tried to pull the hand away. Get it in there.
Boy, it sure looked like it.
Oh, man.
He got around it, at least from that angle. So
Okay,
no contact here, but then there's his hand on the bag.
No tag. They're going to check it out. I think I see Kerwin Danley walking in. He's probably going to tell Ned, hey, Ned, your 30 seconds is up. All right.
Now Witt and Lindor will talk it over. There's contact on the hand, but it looked like Witt was still engaged with the base, and it looked like he, at least from there, he never came off.
Boy, it sure is a nifty piece of pulling the oven mitt away. Tricked him. Once his hand left the bag, his right foot stayed on it the whole way. Pretty good angle here. Pull the hand away. Now the right hand goes right to the bag before the tag's on him. Now he comes off, but his right foot stays on. And for a minute it looked like the oven mitt got stuck in the dirt, because sometimes it will, but he did that intentionally. Gomes with a nice throw.
I don't know what else they need to see. Safe. So it's 42 stolen bases and his 25th since the All-Star break. And at the moment he has a 5 stolen base lead. So we were just talking about teammates, 25 or more stolen bases after the All-Star break. Witt has his, and now Mondesi needs to get 2 over the next 4 games.
And the connoisseur replay continues to stay hot every single time he challenges.
And now Mondesi is down on strikes, so no advance. Witt's at second with 1 out.
Cleveland Indians defensively, they're the champs of the Central for the 3rd straight season, and they're solid defensively. 5th best in fielding percentage, and they have a +6 in defensive runs saved. They're pretty good.
Gordo Nation holds up their Alex Gordon big heads as Alex comes up with a runner in scoring position. Shallow left, that's Rosales going out up along the line and throws it back to second base, but Witt is there in time, and they're 2 down. And now Salvador Perez, he's wrapping up a very good second half. Statcast AI powered by AWS. Cole Calhoun, he had a horrible first half, and he turned his season around. He and Salvador Perez have the highest hard hit rate since the All-Star break, in front of Giancarlo Stanton.
That's an impressive category to be in, too. Hit that ball hard, that's the key. It's what all your hitter can control.
Up and in on Salvi.
Do you think Salvi owns Tomlin? 20 for 50. 1 homer. Whew. Salvador is pretty confident with those numbers against Tomlin.
Melky Cabrera backs up and makes the play in right field. So the Royals strand Witt at second base. The Indians lead 1-0.
I look forward to the whole true moment later in tonight's game.
Yandy Diaz leads off, and a fastball's in for a strike. Diaz is playing at first base tonight. One home run, that was against the Royals. That was his first big league home run. Oh, and 2. Indians got their run in the first inning on a Jose Ramirez sac fly. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two and 2. Sparkman gave up 2 hits in the first inning, and both came in a 1-2 count. Lindor to open the game, and then later Donaldson. Lined fair inside the right field line. Phillips runs over to cut it off, and his throw is cut off. Diaz, who at one point was down 0-2, has a leadoff double.
Diaz, he's a line-to-line type hitter, gap hitter. Nice piece of hitting there. That's just really trusting your hands, waiting the ball until the ball gets deep, travels deep towards the catcher's glove, went with it. Phillips got to it quickly. Throwing arm, too bad he had to crash into the wall. Throwing arm's about 75, 80%.
That was against these guys. It was in Cleveland when Phillips slammed into the wall. That was back on September 4th. Yan Gomes has had a nice year. He's had a really good year against the Royals. 267 overall, 351 against the Royals with 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. And among those home runs, a grand slam and a walk-off home run. 1-1.
Yeah, he's been a real leader too on the team. Pitchers love throwing to him. You saw that arm action he nearly threw Witt out on. Witt would have been thrown out had he not pulled his hand back.
Good changeup. 1-2.
Put a little spin on it. Worked.
Fastball struck him out. That is Sparkman's second.
After throwing him the little breaking ball off-speed pitch, someone climbed the ladder on it. It's a good idea. Blew it right by him.
And now Brandon Guyer, who typically is in the lineup for the Indians when there's a left-hander on the mound. And he lines it into center field. One hop to Goodwin. Diaz will be held at third. And there are runners at the corners with 1 out. Guyer, I think, was noticing that Sparkman was throwing a lot of first pitch fastballs.
That's an excellent swing. So both Cleveland hitters this inning have put together some good swings.
And here's Adam Rosales, who has played in just 9 games with the Indians. He is at third base tonight. And a fastball's in for strike 1.
Rosales in his 9th season now. Utility player. He's had to work hard for every single thing he's got. Doesn't get a lot of respect, but he sure does play the game hard. You can play him anywhere. Decent hitter. He can put the ball in play. He's got a little pop.
Shallow left center. Goodwin makes the catch. Diaz comes to the plate and then hits the brakes. 2 outs.
Goodwin has a nice throwing arm, and the play before that, good to see him hit the cutoff man, so the runner couldn't advance, keep the double play in order. But now he's going to come in quite a bit. Diaz, he saw that throw that he made earlier and goes, you know, I think we'll just wait for the next hitter. It is Lindor, so there's no need to force the action.
And now Francisco Lindor, who nearly struck out in the first inning. He had a foul tip into Cam Gallagher's glove. And it didn't bounce out of his glove. It just never got to the webbing. Oh, just kind of popped out. He had it, and then when he turned his glove, it popped out.
Oh, man, and then he almost had it off his shin guard.
Lindor ended up with a single and scored on the Ramirez sacrifice fly. Francisco Lindor this year became the first Indians player ever with 40 doubles, 30 home runs, and 20 stolen bases. And to be exact, 42 doubles, 37 home runs, and 23 stolen bases.
Sure is talented. A lot of power. Just in his 4th season in the majors.
Diaz opened the inning with a double. With 1 out, Geyer singled, and now there are 2 down. Three and 2.
Cleveland Indians, you know, have a very tough lineup, even though they're missing a couple of key players in there tonight. But it's not an easy lineup to pitch to. It's one of the reasons why he's used 40 pitches already.
They're balanced. The Indians are 4th in the league in home runs. They are 1st in the major leagues in stolen bases. And the Indians have never led the major leagues in stolen bases. 4th in the league in runs scored. And that is belted to deep right. But Phillips is there, and that's the inning. So Sparkman gives up a leadoff double. But the Indians come up empty in the 2nd.
Dozier set to lead off the inning, and that is the way the Royals finished the game on August 24th. Back-to-back home runs by that young rookie duo to tie it and win it. Talking to both today, and it was a big moment for them and really for the team. The Royals have won 5 straight home series. It began with the series win back then. And we so often say, is this the moment things turn around? And while neither player will say that was the specific moment, if you look at it, the Royals have played good baseball since then. Hunter Dozier, since that moment, slugging .505. Ryan O'Hearn, since that moment, slugging .675 with an OPS over 1,000. Both realized that night that they are capable of making a difference in a game against a first-place team.
I think most would agree that they have been pushing each other. Look out, Joel. And coincidence or otherwise, Dozier really picked it up after Ryan O'Hearn showed up and hit that home run in his second big league at bat.
Yeah, Monty did a great interview with Dozier in Cincinnati the other night, and I forgot how hard it was to really get established up here, because Dozier got here in May and he hadn't played a whole lot of third base at all, and with Duda getting hurt at first base for the Royals, he played over there some and tried to get comfortable. It's hard to start, you know, a couple months into the big league season. It's not easy, so it took him some time to catch his breath, and I really believe his buddy O'Hearn coming up here gave him a little extra boost. And the fact that Dozier wasn't playing well defensively or knocking in any runs, he felt pressured. Man, I got to do something. My time's running out. And it just clicked, and he got a couple of big hits, and then it's just steamrolled ever since. And it's good for him, because he's way better offensively and defensively now.
You know, sometimes you look at a hitter's numbers and they look good and you go, huh? I don't remember him doing that well. Well, the reverse is true for Dozier. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Do you think he had a good road trip?
You know, he got some hits. He hit a couple of bombs, but probably the numbers don't show it.
Yeah, he had 182 on the trip. And I'm thinking about some big hits, some big plays on defense. There's one off the end of the bat. Allen comes up. It'll drop in front of him. And Dozier begins the homestand with a base hit. He is on with 1 out.
Yeah, I think he just had 1 homer, but it was a big one. Or 2. He had a couple. Okay, there's a little breaking ball, looks like, and it hit off the end of the bat, but good path through the ball, stayed in the middle. Trying to do it a lot with it, and he typically barrels them hard. But that one dropped in for a knock.
One on, 1 out to Brian Goodwin. He played in 6 of the 9 games on the trip. I don't think I've seen a fastball above 88 from Tomlin, but even when he was at his best, never been a pitcher who was impressed the radar gun. Very good at changing speeds. He throws a lot of strikes. His walks are always very low. If there's one category that really stands out when you look at Tomlin's bloated numbers, would be home runs. He has given up a ton of home runs this year.
Well, you used one word there that really stands out. He's a pitcher. He pitches. He's excellent at, like you said, changing speeds. And he's had a few really good seasons for Terry Francona. And I think this start here tonight in game 1 of 4 here, the last 4 of the season, is more like a, hey, look, go on out and have some fun. Go compete. Get a chance here. And Tomlin, you know, he's in his 9th season in the majors. Heck, who knows if he'll get a job next year, be a free agent. So this is kind of a reward start for Tomlin. This rotation's unbelievable. How can you crack it?
That's off the end of the bat. And Allen comes in. It drops in front of him. A play at second base, and Dozier is out. He didn't get a good read on that fly ball at all, even after it dropped. He was late to arrive, and Tomlin gets a force out, and Goodwin loses a hit.
And you know, that's a tough spot there. You're in between a rock and a hard place. Look at Dozier. He's trying to read it, but you know, he doesn't want to get doubled up at first, and then he just didn't get enough length to help him get that single.
What hurt him here was his first step was back after it dropped.
Yeah.
And that was the difference. So it goes 8-4. But yeah, if Allen makes that play, he's got all of his momentum coming forward. It's not a very long throw to first base.
Nope, he'll
Tough
double
position to be in as a base runner.
Yeah, he would have got it.
One strike on Cam Gallagher, who did not play in the short series in Cincinnati. Tomlin is throwing as hard to first as he is to home tonight. I mean, he is stepping off and letting it fly over to Yandy Diaz, who might want to put some shin guards, a chest protector, and a mask on.
Yep.
Oh, 2. Tomlin is a close friend of Patrick Mahomes. They went to the same high school and the same college. Tomlin is 10 years older. But they both went to White House High School, and then they both went to Texas Tech.
Oh.
And are good friends. So imagine Tomlin didn't grow up a Chiefs fan, but I'll bet he's somewhat of a Chiefs fan this year.
Oh, you know he is. You know, it's been impressive. Tomlin, he's had 4 really good seasons for the Tribe. First was in 11. He had, you know, threw 165 innings, and 16 and 17. He really picked up Terry Francona and ate up some innings there. 170, 150. Those are pretty good seasons there.
His career ERA against the Royals is 3.93. He's thrown 5 career complete games in his career, 3 against the Royals, and in his last 8, his ERA is under 2.
That's really impressive numbers there. I don't care what team it is. You're having some dominance. 12-game winner in 11. 13-game winner in 16 and 17. He won 10. I mean, you're a double-digit winner in the big leagues. You're doing something. All with low velocity, not the big power where you can blow it by people.
Got him with a cutter away, and Tomlin has struck out 3 in his 2 scoreless innings. Heath Pillmeyer was outstanding last night in Cincinnati. He will join us from the dugout when we come back. outstanding last night. He's our Kia drive to success. Over his last 3 starts, his ERA was under 3. And in 4 of his last 5 starts, he went at least 7 innings, including tying his career high with 7 1/3 last night in Cincinnati. And there he is joining us in the Royals dugout. Great finish. A lot of fun watching you pitch this year, Heath.
I appreciate that. It's a lot of fun being out there, believe me.
So interesting that Sparkman's pitching tonight, because the Royals have an interesting situation with you and Sparkman and Jake Newberry, guys who are somewhat still new to pitching, guys that went to college thinking that they were going to be position players.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all 3 of us kind of, I mean, everybody hints on it. You know, everybody kind of has a history of, you know, a position player in them. And I feel like a lot of these guys, you know, being athletic as they are, you know, you end up being a position player, then transitioning into pitching. So, yeah, man, we got a bunch of athletes out here.
I had a conversation with you earlier this season, which was interesting because we hear so often about a starter who has a reliever's mentality. And you were telling me, that's lifted to left, and Alex is right there. Greg Allen is out. You told me it was the reverse. You were a reliever with a starter's mentality.
Yeah, I mean, I was in junior college. You know, my first year, my freshman year, I was a shortstop, and then I came in as a closer. Threw only a couple innings, and then I decided my sophomore year I was going to come back and be a starter. But yeah, I mean, it was all learning. I mean, trying to. My first year of pro ball was key. You know, I went through a lot of bumps in the road and had to learn very fast, you know, how to adjust and get through some hard innings, and, you know, how to damage control, you know, how to work through a start and go, you know, throughout the whole game. But yeah, I mean, I would say the mentality kind of comes with adjustments, I guess.
Let me take that back. Let me correct what you, when I say a guy has a starter with a reliever mentality, they usually end up being a reliever. But you had the reliever mentality, but had to learn how to be a starter.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
late in the season, Heath.
No problem. Don't worry about it.
My brain isn't going 7 innings in 4 of my last 5 games.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Heath, why are guys from Philly so tough?
Oh man, it's got to be the water. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's the area. I think a lot of who I am is, you know, my friends and family. You know, people I've grown up with. Situations I've been through. I mean, all of it can just be, you know, not every guy I've ever met from Philly was a tough guy, you know, or you know, hard nosed. But it sure seems like there's more of us in that area. So
Right. So you're New Jersey, but still in the same area. You guys are really tough, and you've shown mental toughness. You mentioned it earlier. It's going to be a routine out if it comes down. And where did you get that from? That toughness, that able to move past the problems that happen on the diamond?
You know, a lot of it I can transition to other sports I've played. Growing up, you know, I played all sports, hockey being my favorite. Playing football all till high school. I know I played every sport till high school, and, you know, I just stuck with baseball. I felt like all of that kind of helped me did different kind of attitude different guys have through different sports. It helped shape me, you know, with what kind of mentality I had to bring. And, you know, every sport kind of has a different mentality. So, I mean, I feel like all of it is combined, you know, helped me be the person I am.
Noticed your change up a lot here to your last several starts, Heath. Excellent movement. How have you learned how to command that so quickly?
You know what, man? That was the last pitch I kind of developed. You know, I went in college, I was fastball, curveball. That's all I had. You know, I learned how to execute that, and then I went to pro ball, and I didn't have a changeup. You know, I needed 3 pitches to get guys out, and a buddy I ran into along the line, his name was Brendan McCurry, and you know, he taught me in 5 minutes how to hold it, and then ever since then, you know, I practiced it. I went out and used it that day, and I got 3 strikeouts on it, and then I winged it ever since then. I just kind of, you know, got better with it, executed better, made adjustments, and, you know, still throwing the same one for 4 years now, and it's been successful.
Can you hang on another half inning?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Chatting with Heath Philmeyer, 1-0 Indians to the bottom of the 3rd. Jose Ramirez sacrifice fly. It'll be Phillips, Merrifield, and Mondesi in the bottom of the third against Josh Tomlin. And we continue to visit with Heath Philmeyer, who's joining us from the Royals dugout. We had Brad Keller on a couple of nights ago, and we were kind of going over his rookie season. And I want to ask you what I asked him coming off the season that you've had this year in the big leagues. It's easy for us to overlook, you know, what it's like going to a new organization and just the challenges of transitioning into a new organization.
Yeah, absolutely. The transition wasn't, you know, it's never easy for anybody to be new, you know, but that being said, I mean, the guys, they like to have fun, and, you know, they were very welcoming as soon as I got to Arizona, and everybody was great teammates, man, and made a few friends, and me and Brad hit it off pretty fast, which was awesome. You know, we both had relative situations, you know, so it was really nice to have him kind of go through it as well as me. So, yeah, man, it was just a good time. But with that being said, you know, you got to make a name for yourself, and you got to work hard, and you got to earn respect for a whole different team, you know.
Let Bonifacio know that we know what he's up to there at the sunflower seeds.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get him later.
That's right.
Heath, what's your mindset now moving forward into the off season?
I want to do the best I can to make this team next year. I want to put myself in the best situation I can in the best circumstances, and, you know, do a lot of hard work in the off season, get my body right, and hit the gym right, and, you know, really just look forward and try to better myself and make this team this year.
Now, you don't have a monitor in front of you, but we're going to show another highlight from last night. A 101-mile-an-hour line drive into right center field and an RBI. How about that? Nice swing.
I know. Look at that, right? It's like riding a bike. You don't forget.
Yeah, a nice little, it wasn't a bat flip, but it was kind of a, hey, take that. You stuck it. I mean, that was beautiful. How'd that feel?
Oh, man, I felt great. I haven't felt like one of them in a while. It's been about 4 years since I swung a bat and tracked one. So, and the other day, you know, when I got to face Archer, man, that thing looked like 100 coming in.
Yeah, how about your family? A lot of texts. You know, your newfound celebrity must be great.
Oh, these guys.
Great teammates.
Oh, man, they're the best. They're always looking out for you, you know.
Hey, let me ask you another. I brought this up last night during the broadcast, and I remember when we first went to interleague play a long time ago, and American League pitchers, a lot of American League pitchers hadn't hit in a long time. They hadn't hit since high school, and after a few interleague games, some of those pitchers started pitching better because it was a reminder, standing at the plate, how hard it is to hit a baseball. Did that happen to you when you got some at bats?
Yeah, no, I mean, you said that, you hit that nail right on the head right there. I mean, tracking it and seeing, you know, how big the plate actually is when you're in the box, you know, makes you realize how hard this game is and how hard it is to hit the ball. You know, being able to, you know, hit the corners and work the bottom of the zone is, you know, so much harder to hit than you actually realize, you know. So being in there and tracking it and seeing it, you really, it helps remind you, for sure.
How's Cal Eldred been for you?
Oh, he's awesome, man. I mean, Cal's a head full of knowledge for us. I mean, for every single one of us. I mean, he's always got something new every day, and man, we're all thankful to have him, man. I mean, every day is something new, so it's great.
And it's, you know, having a pitching coach that's had every role as a pitcher in the majors has to help out a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, having the you know, his adjustments have been, you know, every single one of us, you know, have probably been through something that he's already been through, and he knows how to relate to just about every single one of us. So it's incredible.
Well, Heath, really appreciate your time, and I will say this about you as I did about Brad Keller, and I want you to hear it, is that as much fun as the fans have watched you guys grow together in the second half and perform well on the field, I try to spend as much time reminding our fans how respectful and professional you guys are. You guys are really fun to watch, and you're easy to pull for. So thanks for your time tonight.
Awesome. You know, Ryan, I appreciate that. Really, it means a lot. And you know, same with Brad. I mean, I'm sure we both, you know, I feel the same way about him. But yeah, you know, that means a lot. Thank you so much.
All right, appreciate it, Heath.
Way to go, Heath.
Enjoy the game.
Thanks, guys. You guys have a good night.
See you, bud.
All right.
Look at them. They're all checking him out. They're thinking, you know, we got a game going on here.
I mean it, and I don't mean to. That's not a you know, a subtle swipe at any other young players that have groups that have come up before them. I mean, we've had some really good players, good guys, but this group in particular, I mean, they have really been raised well by the organization.
Without a doubt.
Even having some fun with Glenn Sparkman, who's pitching tonight. Mondesi launches it deep to right field, and that is into the bullpen for a game-tying home run. Number 13 for Mondesi.
His 20th consecutive game, and in all of those games, he's done something in that game that makes you say, wow. That little breaking ball, he waited on him after his first time up, where Mondesi struck out on a breaking ball. He waited and he got it back again and didn't miss it. Like the adjustment. So waiting long.
That is the 25th home run given up by Tomlin, which is a big number, but that's in 68 innings. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Alex. He popped out to third in the first inning. Tomlin comes back with a strikeout after the home run. He has struck out 5 tonight. Adalberto Mondesi hits number 13, and the Royals and Indians are tied at 1. Go Goddard. To you by T-Mobile.
Just in the nick of time. How about that? Ties it up, entertains his buddies in the clubhouse, or excuse me, in the dugout, and also the fans. It's a good crowd here tonight.
And with 13 home runs with his at-bats, that roughly projects to a 30 home run season if he had a full year in the big leagues. Melky Cabrera is out, and a ground ball to O'Hearn. He is 0 for 2.
Maybe Sparkman can continue the next 2 outs. Get him early so he can cut down that pitch count.
Well, you brought up with Phil Meyer, with, you know, his intense demeanor. that how has he been able to level that out when bad things have happened to him on the mound, which wasn't a lot lately. And that's been among the other areas of growth with this young pitching staff. There's a ground ball base hit by Diaz. He is 2 for 2. That's an area of growth for most of the young guys. In the second half, they had very few innings and starts snowball on them.
Right.
Which is beyond their years and experience.
And it's easier to happen than what they're doing. I mean, it happens, and a team jumps on you, one guy, two guys, it's contagious. So they've been able to execute their pitches and move on. That's been an impressive stat. Other thing I liked about that answer was he played hockey, played some other sports that toughened him up a little bit. And I like that. That's important for young people to know that. The more sports you play, the more well-rounded you are. And every sport brings something different.
I brought it up before. Scott Sharp, Royals assistant GM, was one of the members of the front office that was a big Heath Fillmyer fan when the Royals were putting a deal together with the A's. 1-1 on Gomes. And I remember when Fillmyer was called up, and I ran into Sharpie and I said, "Tell me about Heath Fillmyer." And the first words out of his mouth, "Well, he's from New Jersey." As if that was supposed to, you know, explain his toughness, his attitude on the mound. 1-2 on Gomes, and Sparkman struck him out with a high fastball in the second inning. But off the mound, he's very thoughtful, and I think we saw that with our interview with him. And
respectful,
coachable.
Certainly great qualities to have for a young person.
Gallagher took that one right off the mask. The Indians got their run in the first inning on a Jose Ramirez sac fly. And then Mondesi just homered in the bottom of the third to tie it. That's lifted to center field. Easy for Brian Goodwin. 2 outs. You can enjoy $5 tickets with Price Chopper ballpark deals. Available now exclusively through the ballpark app. Get a $5 ticket for tomorrow's game against the Indians. For more information, visit Royals.com/ballpark deal. Pulled foul by Brandon Geyer, who singled on the first pitch he saw in the second inning. And probably had something to do with how excited he was that he was in the lineup against a right-hander.
Yeah, you know what? It's good. He's a valuable player to have. Hard ball player, works hard. Got some pop. Hit lefties. But I can tell you what's on a lot of Cleveland Indians' minds right now, this last few games here, is wonder who is going to be on the playoff roster. Those two guys have a pretty good idea. Brad Mills, his longtime bench coach, friend, Terry Francona there. They probably have a pretty good idea who they want.
He's had a heck of a run as a big league manager. Second most wins in Red Sox history, and he won 2 World Series there. And now in 6 years in Cleveland, they're going to the playoffs for a 4th season. He's been American League Manager of the Year twice since going to the Indians. Jammed him. And Mondesi off balance, still got a lot on that throw, and gets Geyer in the top of the 4th inning, and Sparkman's given up 1 run, 5 hits in his first 4. By Jeep. Hurry into the Jeep Adventure Days event for a great deal. And by Pizza Ranch. Hungry for legendary pizza and chicken? It's Pizza Ranch for the win. Brings back some memories. Union Station illuminated in blue as it was in the fall of 2015.
No one will forget it.
You know, the Indians are in a similar situation as the Royals. They really had hardly any competition in the division this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They have a 15.5 game lead tonight, and it's been like that for a long time. The Royals had a huge lead in 15. So going to the playoffs was a foregone conclusion. Lindor is to first in time, and as the Royals did in 15, they will play the Astros in the first round. The Royals had home field advantage that year. The Indians are the division with the 3rd best record, so they will begin on the road. So the only thing to be settled is in the American League who will host the wild card. The Yankees magic number is 1 to host Oakland, but that game is set. And we still have some business to settle in the National League West. The Rockies won again today. So the Rockies at the moment have a full game lead over the Dodgers in the West.
Wouldn't that be a shocker of all shocks? Well, the Rockies are finishing up at home, I believe, in their crowd, and you can't get another person in their ballpark. I mean, they're into it.
Allen makes a play on O'Hearn, and speaking of 15, Wade Davis got the save today for the Rockies.
Yep, good for him. Waiter, check please. So happy for the success that those guys have had as they've left here. Great success here.
Hunter Dozier single to center in the 2nd inning.
I ran into a mom that said that her kids were calling the Milwaukee Brewers the Milwaukee Royals because there's like 5 ex-Royals on their team. Happy for their success too. Congratulations to them. Moving on.
Dozier didn't get a very good swing there. No balls, 2 strikes. Tomlin has Struck out 5 in his first 3 innings.
You got to really be good. Your maximum velocity is 88.
And he's only given up 1 run, 3 hits in his first 4 innings. Hits a 2-run triple. And the Cubs have a 2-0 lead over the Pirates in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Cubs lead in the National League Central is a half game. The Brewers have won 4 in a row. They are off tonight. So the Cubs have an opportunity to make that a full game if they beat the Pirates, or we could be tied going into tomorrow. Rosales bounces it out to Dozier. O'Hearn stretches to the right field side, and Rosales is 0 for 2. Our University of Kansas Health System injury report update, and all these injuries that are popping up here. Dansby Swanson, a lot of shortstops have been injured lately. He has a torn ligament in his left hand, and so the Braves are not sure if he will be available. Carlos Correa's had some back issues. Didi Gregorius tore some cartilage in his wrist. Fouled away by Lindor. Ben Lively loosens up in the Royals bullpen. Sparkman has a career high 4 1/3 innings, getting an out in the 5th inning. He threw 55 pitches on Thursday at Detroit, and this is number 70. So he's in that so-called red zone, pitching well, but not conditioned to go much past 70. So that's why Lively's getting ready. But Ned Yost would love for him to get a couple outs. A chance to qualify for his first big league win.
Oh, without a doubt. And his changeup's looking good. Heck, he has another young pitcher that's developed a pretty good changeup to go along with his fastball, low to mid-90s.
Still 1-2. With Lindor at the plate, it's time for our sprint trivia question. He is one of 3 players this season. Grounded sharply, and that caught Witt off guard. So it was awkward, but that took some good footwork to make the play. 2 down. So Lindor is one of 3 players this year with 40 doubles, 30 home runs, and 20 stolen bases. It's the first time an Indian has ever accomplished that. Who are the other 2? 40 doubles, 30 home runs, 20 stolen bases.
In the majors.
His teammate Jose Ramirez is a couple of doubles shy of that.
That was going to be one of my guesses.
Greg Allen is 0 for 2. Allen has struck out and flied out to left field.
Sparkman, he's tough. I mean, I like the fact that he has a pretty even demeanor as far as, I mean, he was signing autographs before the game, before he went out and warmed up. I mean, he's one of those pitchers you can talk to on the day he starts. He's very relaxed. He's enjoying it. It's like he's really just enjoying being here, and that's a good place to be. He's not too nervous. He's not wound tight. Very social. There he was earlier. I mean, you know, that's a certain characteristic about a player too that's good. He's not all tight and wound up. Sometimes those guys unwind between the lines. Not good. Now get him a lead here.
That's a career high 5 innings, and he gives up just 1 run on 5 hits.
Nice job, Sparky. The longest he's ever gone in his young career, getting a lot of hugs and congratulations. And it's time to celebrate. You at the K come out for a fan appreciation night this Saturday for a night filled with fun activities and giveaways.
I could take this same hand.
Including a fireworks spectacular presented by Popsicle and Price Chopper. After the game, first 15,000 fans through the gates will receive a 50th season logo hooded sweatshirt, courtesy of Academy Sports and Outdoors. Head to Royals.com to buy your tickets.
Sparkman also set down 11 of the last 12. And now the Royals need to score a run so that he can qualify for his first big league victory. Trying to become the 9th Royals rookie to get a win this year. 1-2 on Brian Goodwin.
Someone pop one out of the yard for him and give him a lead here, and then hold on to it. Get him in the win column.
That's well hit.
Go for days.
And Allen will not get there, and it bounces over the wall for a double. So good for Goodwin that he gets the hit, but if that stays in, that is a triple.
You could tell on contact that as even as good a center fielder as Greg Allen is, he wasn't catching that. Mo Lottery shows you that little off-speed pitch. It looked like it could have been a fastball. He drilled it. Too bad it didn't go far enough to bank off the wall. Could have had 3. Well, that's a good start, though. Let's see if they can play some, get him on, get him over, get him in.
Guys in the dugout were mimicking curls, like you need to get to the weight room.
Warning track power. Nah, he's got some pop. Now, we've seen Cam Gallagher sacrifice bunt earlier this year. Did a nice job, too. But maybe Ned's going to let him swing the bat. If you do, look for a pitch away and try to at least hit the ball to the right side and try to make a productive out, move him to third. It's important here for Glenn Sparkman. Ooh.
Fortunately, that was a breaking ball.
Now that's what you call getting beamed. When you hear people say, well, he got beamed and he got hit in the hip, you know, he got beamed. No. A beanie's your head. Ooh, man, that hit him on the ear flap, too. Not a good place. I guess there really isn't a good place to get hit in the head.
Ooh. Although you'd like to get hit on the top of the head, where the portion of the side portion meets the top portion. So 2 on, nobody out. Phillips is coming up. They're going to talk about what they'll do with Phillips, how they will pitch him, what to do if he lays down a bunt. Brett does not have a sacrifice bunt since joining the Royals. Andrew Miller is warming up in the Indians bullpen. Tomlin struck out Phillips in the 3rd inning, and the Indians are convinced he is going to bunt. They have the corners way in.
Well, I'm thinking this might be the best thing to do here for sure. Rosales, a 3rd baseman, he is way in, but you know what though? Just make him field the ball, vacate the bag.
You got a lot of guys out of position.
Yeah.
And it's bunted foul.
This is an opportunity here when you're called on to do a certain thing that you can really score some brownie points with your manager if you do it. Phillips, do the right thing. Go right after it. Get it down as soon as you can. First pitch on. They could tell he was trying to go to 3rd base with a bunt.
And if he can get it by Rosales, and I'm talking about swinging the bat here, it looks like he's going to bunt again. Rosales is basically the only guy on the left side. And that is bunted in the air and caught by Gomes.
They know you're going to bunt. They're going to pitch you up. So take it. If it's above a certain amount, you're already down there with your knee, and you've already reached it down. If it's above eye level, take it, pull it back, and take it. There's no need to bunt that. You did exactly what they wanted to do. Pop you up. So now Witt has a chance to pick up Phillips. Pick him up.
He picked up another hit, his 187th. There's our Toyota League leaders and Royals, who have led the American League in hits. It's happened 5 times. Slicing away from Allen, and he runs it down. Goodwin bluffed a tag, but he will hold. And now 1st and 2nd, nobody out, is 1st and 2nd and 2 down. And that one hurts because that's probably deep enough to get a runner home from 3rd.
No question about it. So Francona is going to come out and make Mondesi hit from the right side.
Andrew Miller with 2 on and 2 out. An Indians Chevy call to the bullpen.
had told me that he really thinks Adalberto Mondesi can learn a lot from watching Francisco Lindor. So many similarities, a guy to aspire to be. Well, talking to Lindor for quite a while today, guys, he reminded me that he and Mondesi were teammates a handful of years back in the Arizona Fall League playing for Vance Wilson. And he said to me he is not the least bit surprised by the success of Mondesi. He likes the comparisons between their two games, but the one thing he said to me, he said, I might be fast and can steal some bases, but Mondesi's on another level. There aren't many guys like him. He's a big fan of Mondesi's and said sky is the limit for the youngster. Can you believe Lindor's only 24?
Wow. Fouled away by Mondesi. Mondesi's, as far as styles, more graceful, where Lindor is more of a grinding style player.
I agree.
Andrew Miller, those are good numbers for most pitchers. They are not great for him. He's been on the disabled list 3 times this year. He's had hamstring, knee, and shoulder problems. Mondesi lines it to center, and Allen is there with a sliding play. So Greg Allen made a couple of good plays, and the Royals are not able to cash in the leadoff double and the hit batter.
Rats. Glenn Sparkman did a heck of a job. Won't get his win this time around.
Glenn Sparkman was signing autographs before the game. That means he's loose, and he pitched that way tonight in our Pizza Ranch for the win pitching line. He gave up an unearned run in the first inning, and then he finished strong. He had a career high 5 innings tonight and retired 11 of the last 12.
The Cleveland Indians, the 3-time American League Central champs, is who he did that off of. Excellent job.
And now Ben Lively is a Chevy call to the bullpen. He is making his 4th appearance as a Royal. Those are his overall numbers with Philadelphia and the Royals. His ERA is 3.38 in KC. He'll get the 3, 4, 5 hitters, and that's grounded hard to Whit Merrifield. 1 pitch and 1 out. Ramirez is 0 for 2 with a sac fly, driving in the Cleveland run in the first inning.
Lively, 90 to 95, 4-seam fastball. It's got a little bit of run in on righties, away to lefties. There's a little bit of sink. Slider, curve, change, got all 4.
Strike on Josh Donaldson, who is 1 for 2 with a first inning single. That's a fair ball. A long throw for Dozier, and it ate up O'Hearn. And Hunter may have had a little more time to deliver that throw.
Hunter did everything he could. He wanted to skip it. I watched him before batting practice taking ground balls over there, and he was bouncing them like 10 feet in front, which is good. You use the turf to help you, and it didn't quite hit on the grass, and it came up on O'Hearn. A tough play for him, and I'm going to agree with the official score. Give him a base hit.
And now strike on Melky Cabrera. He is 0 for 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Once upon a time, the Indians had an eye on Ben Lively, drafting him out of high school. He declined and went to the University of Central Florida, where he played with Eric Skoglund. The Royals got him from the Phillies, but Lively actually came up with the Reds. He went from the Indians' 26th round pick out of high school to the Reds' 4th round pick out of college. That was the same program that produced Eric Skoglund and Drew Butera. Got a piece of Gallagher. Melky wants to make sure he's all right. He didn't give him a hug. Remember, Melky was hugging everybody.
Oh yeah.
When he'd get to first base when he's playing for the White Sox. He was campaigning a return to the Royals, which came to fruition last year.
Sure did. Too bad things didn't work out. Royals just 1 game back right before the trading deadline. Added Melky, and his things didn't go right.
And he gets a base hit into right field on a 1-2 pitch.
But there's no milkmen here. Remember they were.
That's right.
Yeah, I haven't seen them. Maybe they ran out of milk. They're not in the house. Still got a quick bat. He can turn on a 94. You know, he's in his 13th season. I would imagine that he'll continue to keep playing as long as he can. Somebody will give him a chance.
He was a late signing this year. Diaz has a leadoff double, and he has a single tonight. Oh, and 2. One and 2 on Diaz. Out of Cuba, Yandy Diaz. Hit well to right field. Phillips is there. Donaldson runs back to second, and he'll tag and go to third.
That's a good tag right there, and plus testing that sore calf. Also know he'll be playing all the rest of these games, I would imagine. Parents and grandparents, perfect gift for your young Royals fan is now 50% off. Purchase the 2018 Sluggers Blue Crew box for just $15. Membership includes a jersey, flat bill cap, drawstring bag, 2 compression sleeves, 2 ticket vouchers, and much more. Purchase your discounted membership now at the stadium or online. Royals.com/Blue Crew.
Jan Gomes takes a strike. He is struck out and flied out to center field. Jammed, and Mondesi makes a play. So Lively gives up a couple of hits, but the Indians strand 2 in the top of the 6th, and we're still tied at 1. The last out, albeit on a line drive sliding play in center field by Greg Allen. Alex Gordon is going to lead off our Sonic Slam inning. Amanda White from Prairie Village is our contestant. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park, Amanda wins $1,300. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Amanda wins $25 grand from Sonic and the Royals.
And wouldn't that be special? Hope it happens for you, Amanda. Now, you mentioned Andrew Miller coming in last inning. He's tough. Look at the angle he's got. He's a slinger. If I've ever seen one. 94 to 98 when he's healthy. Cuts this fastball, big curve, changeup. Out of a 6'7" body, 210. Something tells me in postseason he's going to be there for him. He has big game in him, a lot of experience. He'll be a go-to guy for Francona for sure.
And that's the Indians' biggest concern going into the postseason is their bullpen, which was great in 2016. It got them to Game 7 of the World Series. They had the lowest ERA in the American League last year. Bullpen did. Nice play by Rosales. So Alex is out #1, but it's a very ordinary bullpen. They pitched better lately, but in a struggle for most of the year for some of their reliable guys.
No doubt. And wouldn't you know it, Alex Gordon, I don't know the numbers exactly what he's ever hit against Miller. That's a great swing to the opposite field. Rosales pounced on it like a cat and over the top. Really nice play there. Too bad for Alex.
Pulled foul by Salvi. He wants to know if he swung at a strike. Salvi is flied to right and grounded out to short.
Alex was 5 for 18 against Miller. Shocked he had that many hits against him. He almost had another one there. Double and a homer. Salvi 2 for 9 with a homer off him.
He did not go. Kerwin Danley is the first base umpire and crew chief.
Boy, these last couple of seasons towards the end seem like Salvi's been always having something wrong with him. You know, I mean, that's just how tough it is, especially being a catcher. It's his thumb. You see him grimacing now. His thumb's bothering him. Last year it was his side, it was his rib cage. Every swing he took was tough. But he's hanging in there. He's really hopeful for another Gold Glove. He certainly has the stats. His 47% throwing runners out leads all major league catchers. And you throw a few numbers on there, and offensively doesn't hurt to have a good offensive year.
Rosales, after a really good play, gets a routine ground ball. 2 outs.
Fans, renew your season ticket package by October 26th for a chance to hit for your seats and receive 3 months of free parking. That's right. Once you renew your package, you'll have the opportunity to take some swings at the K. If you hit a homer, your 2019 package is free. All season ticket members that renew before October 26th will receive March, April, and May parking free next season. Visit Royals.com/STM to renew now. How about that?
It's a heck of a deal.
Believe it.
Fastball at 94 from Miller to Ryan O'Hearn. He was 0 for 2 against Josh Tomlin. This is his first at bat against Miller. And he gets a ground ball inside of third and up the left field line. He's on with 2 outs.
Miller not fooling anybody. Now there's a good hit against one of the toughest lefties in baseball. So O'Hearn, even though he hasn't had the best numbers against lefties while he's been up here this year, he can hit them. He hit 270 or better in AAA, so they're not too concerned about whether he can hit big league left-handed pitching. That's a nice stroke.
That was O'Hearn's first hit against a lefty this year that stayed in the ballpark. Ooh, that looked low, and Dozier said, wait a minute. So does the Royals dugout. Ned Yost and Dale Swaim are chewing on home plate umpire Chad Fairchild.
We've talked a lot about Dozier and O'Hearn being friends, and you know, O'Hearn coming up here and really raking from the very first game, and then all of a sudden Dozier started picking up his production. But the one thing that they're going to need to work on next season, they're going to have to put up some better numbers, no doubt, is against left-handed pitching. Dozier, 204, not one homer against the lefty. That's going to be an important number. He's going to have to, you know, find a way to start picking it up against southpaws, which you would think would be a little bit easier for a right-hander with the ball coming into you. And then O'Hearn, you mentioned it, 3 for 35 this year against lefties, and they will. They'll get better. But those are things. Those are some of the numbers that teams look at.
Dozier fouls it away. Previous pitch was a foul ball off the home plate umpire. Jan Gomes went out to the mound to give Chad Fairchild a little extra time, and then Fairchild's signal was no charged mound visit. Grounded out to Lindor. He'll go to first. And Dozier, who's always running hard, made it close, but out. Dale Swaim gets on the phone. Bill Duplessis says nope, he was out. And that's all for the Royals in the bottom of the 6th.
Good hustle.
The Royals came out a little flat tonight. That's a base hit on a 1-2 pitch by Lindor, and then a fielding error by O'Hearn over at first base allowed Lindor to go to second. A balk got him to third, and then a sac fly got him home for a 1-0 Indians lead. And then with 2 down in the 3rd inning, Adalberto Mondesi homered against Josh Tomlin, and that sums up our offense. A 1-1 tie in the 7th inning. Glenn Sparkman won a career-high 5 innings, giving up the unearned run. Goodwin runs into deepest left center field to retire Brandon Guyer. And now Ben Lively is working on his 2nd inning. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. Kevin McCarthy is just beginning his warm-up routine with 1 out in the 7th inning. Here's number 9 hitter Adam Rosales. He is flied out to center field and grounded out to third.
Remember, we've talked about Rosales before, about how he sprints homers. He did it a few nights ago. Less than 17 seconds around the bases.
That's a nice thing to be known for. Hustling.
Exactly. Are you kidding? He's like our Rosell Herrera. Same thing. Runs on and off the field. He made it out his first time up. He sprinted back to the dugout.
Dozier backhands, throws, and O'Hearn stretches for the out. All right, Hud. We've delayed long enough on our sprint trivia question. Francisco Lindor this year is one of 3 players with 40 or more doubles, 30 or more home runs, and 20 or more stolen bases. Name the other 2.
Well, you need
Mookie Betts, right?
Yeah,
Mookie Betts.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay. And I've got a couple of Brewers on my list, one of which is former Royal Lorenzo Cain. I don't think he's hit 30 home runs, though. But what about Christian Yelich?
It's possible. He's having a career year. This question here, you know, these are elite players, so it's not as hard as some of the other questions have been.
In theory.
I have a guy from Colorado I'd like to throw
Nolan
out there.
Arenado.
And his shortstop Story's having one heck of a year.
All right, well, we better hurry up.
And thankfully, he's able to play. He hurt his, I think it was his wrist or something.
Yep,
No, it was his elbow.
They thought he needed Tommy John surgery.
Oh,
so there's another shortstop that's been injured late in the year.
Thankfully, he's back in there.
You seem to be pretty convinced over at the tarp, and it hits Ken Harvey. Foul ball. So, is that who you want to go with? You seem pretty convicted.
I've been following him some. He's a friend of a friend's. He's been bragging on him, so he's had a good year. I don't know. I like.
All right. How about Christian Yelich? Strike one. How about Nolan Arenado? Oh man. Lindor is on with 2 outs. When Lindor accomplished that this year, he became the first Indian ever to hit all those milestones in 1 year. And his teammate Jose Ramirez, with a couple of doubles in this series, will join him on that elite list. So Lively gives up a 2-out walk, and now he'll pitch to Greg Allen, who is 0 for 3, but he's made 2 nice plays in the outfield. Outside for ball 1. Lindor doesn't have a threatening lead, but he takes off. Gallagher's throw is in time, and no argument from Lindor. The Indians will probably take another look, but Lindor seemed to think that he was out. He's on his way back to the third base dugout. He did not have a big lead.
No, excellent throw by Cam and tag by Mondesi.
Have held the Indians to 1 run in 7 innings.
Cam Gallagher says, you know what, Salvi? I know you're great, but I want to show you I can throw somebody out too. And it was Lindor. He's got good speed. Good tag by Mondesi. He got it right on him. That makes Cam Gallagher 2 for 7 in throwing out runners this year.
That is our Miller hold true moment. And now Dan Otero. 0-2 against Brian Goodwin. Dan Otero is the third Indians pitcher tonight. This will be his 60th appearance of the year. That used to be a big number.
And you can see some of those numbers are a little bit high. And it hasn't been his best season, but he's still a reliable righty. 4-pitch mix, 88 to 92. Not overpowering, but he can pitch.
There it is. Mookie Betts and Trevor Story, along with Francisco Lindor. Those are the three big leaguers this year with 40 doubles, 30 or more home runs, and 20 or more stolen bases. Goodwin lost a hit on a force out at second base. An 8-4 force out, and then doubled, bouncing over the wall in center in his second at bat, and now he's out 3 unassisted in the 7th. That'll bring up Cam Gallagher.
Otero, he's in his 6th season. Royals know about him a little bit. Wasn't he in the wild card game?
Yes, he was.
I remember several pitchers. They've since gone on to different teams, but you just remember him from that's one of the greatest baseball games I've ever witnessed. There you go, Cam.
That's the second time Gallagher has been on tonight. He was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. Dan Otero was the losing pitcher in the wild card game.
Cam, there you go, little jam shot, but he's strong enough to muscle it out the center.
Rosell Herrera will run for him with 1 out in the 7th. And Brett Phillips comes to the plate. He was a big out for starter Josh Tomlin back in the 5th inning. Royals had runners at first and second and nobody out, and Tomlin got Brett to attempt a bunt on a pitch that was up, and he popped out to the catcher Gomes.
Phillips would like to make amends for that. He maybe hit a gapper. That would score him, most likely.
And if he hits a gap in this ballpark, chances are pretty good that he will get a triple. And if he does that, Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the KC Urban Youth Academy. Kansas City Honda dealers today presented a check to the KC Urban Youth Academy, which will be covered during Boulevard Royals Live after the game tonight. So we thank them for their support of the Urban Youth Academy. The Royals have hit 29 triples so far this year.
29,000. So stay tuned. Watch the post-game show. Boulevard Royals Live. Phillips wants to hit a gap. He'll go to the line either. Now, one thing I'm noticing about Phillips, he's had, sporadic playing time and sporadic starts. Sometimes he wears glasses, sometimes he doesn't. Well, it's part of his, he's figuring out what's going on up here. He's trying to figure out his vision and things like that.
Still 2-2.
Which is pretty important. If you're having trouble seeing, you're having trouble hitting. And he has had his share of strikeouts so far in the Royals uniform. He's trying to make some adjustments.
Lindor fields, flips, and Ramirez is a little late over to first base. So 2 down.
Too bad. Couldn't get that airborne. That was a good hard swing. He hit it hard. And to tell you the kind of speed he's got. Now, it took a long time for Ramirez to get over there. And he had to throw off balance. But Phillips really above average speed.
So it gets Witt to the plate with a man on. Witt extended his hitting streak to 17 games with a first inning single, and he also stole a base, giving him a league leading 42, and 25 of those since the All-Star break. That is into the crowd. Witt's base hit was his 187th. Trying to become the 4th Royal to lead the league in hits. George Brett did it 3 times. Willie Wilson once, Kevin Seitzer once. No Royal, however, has ever led the league in hits and stolen bases. Deep short, and Lindor throws to second. That's the only chance he had for an out, and he had no chance. So Witt has 2 hits, and now the Royals have 2 on for Mondesi.
There's a little 2-hit Witt. That'll work. Find a hole any way you can. Plus, you know, the fact that Witt came into this game hitting 303, now he's hitting 304. I mean, there's a little something to push for. Outside of the base hits and the steals, I mean, he wants to stay above 300.
It's been another good year for King Richard and Queen Sam.
No doubt.
Kansas City's first family when it comes to signs.
It's fantastic, their support. I mean, it's just every single night.
Fouled away by Mondesi. He drove in the Royals' run with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. That's our Jeep drive of the game.
Happened to be right in his wheelhouse. All aboard. Same type of pitcher he's facing here. He hit that one off of Josh Tomlin.
And now it's 0-2 against Otero. If you break down Mondesi in different parts of the game, he is at his best as far as hits, batting average in the 7th inning or later. Oftentimes you're facing another team's, or at least one of their best relievers late in the game. 0-2 against Otero. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Like that's going to try to get Mondesi to chase out of the zone. He's got to really be disciplined here and wait for another mistake if he can get it. He's hot right now. Outfield playing shallow.
Got him with a good changeup down. So the Royals strand 2. They have left 7 on, and it's still 1-1.
Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery, good to be home and like the road. Good pitching, close game.
We've been seeing a lot of good pitching lately. Nothing different here tonight. Unfortunately, one unearned run for the Indians. Luckily, Mondesi with a home run to tie it up.
Well, we'll be talking about Mondesi, Glenn Sparkman. Hopefully a Royals win. Here from Ned Yost and more coming up on Boulevard Royals Live. Brian?
Thank you, Joel and Monty. There's Maybreeze Valoria. He'll take over behind the plate as Ned Yost ran for Cam Gallagher in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Kevin McCarthy comes on. After Glenn Sparkman gave up 1 run, it was unearned, and Ben Lively pitched 2 scoreless innings.
Time for McCarthy to shut him down, hold him there, man. Just hold him, that's all. Opponents hit 260 off him, 42 strikeouts in 69 innings. He's not a strikeout pitcher. He's a pitch to contact guy. Heavy sinker, slider, curve change, 4-pitch mix. Hold him.
One and one on Allen. He is 0 for 2. One and 2. Good start for McCarthy. A much better start for him than he had on Tuesday night when in a tie game. Remember, he had a 4-pitch walk, and then eventually the Reds had the bases loaded and nobody out. But Kevin buckled down. He got a ground out and a force out at the plate on a nice play by Mondesi, and then a strikeout and another ground out, and he got out of that. Bases loaded, nobody out. And then Hunter Dozier hit the home run in the next half inning.
Sure was clutch. He did a nice job of getting himself out of his own problems. Sinker down. He's shown this year that he can be a reliable reliever.
Now 3 balls, 1 strike on Ramirez, who drove in the Indians' run back in the 1st inning, which is an earned run. Not an unearned run. Two down.
Create moments you will remember forever with the Royals Memory Program. Download the MLB Ballpark app now to choose from several options that give you exclusive behind-the-scenes experiences. Don't miss your opportunity to take your photo on the field as the fireworks spectacular lights up the night on Saturday. See full list of experiences on the Ballpark app on your mobile device.
Donaldson off the end of the bat, and Witt throws back to first, but he sails it over O'Hearn, and Donaldson stays close to first. And Witt's momentum took him from second base, his second base position, out to shallow left field.
Yeah, it's a base hit all the way. You could tell off the bat that probably was going to get through, but Witt showing some range. Just couldn't time the throw right. He knew it was off. And fortunately, Valeria was there to back it up. Donaldson did not advance.
And now Rajai Davis will run for Donaldson with 2 outs. Melky Cabrera is 1 for 3. Davis has 21 stolen bases this year, and he's been thrown out 7 times.
Yeah, you know, with 2 outs here, it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't try to steal the bag and get into scoring position for Melky. And tune him up for postseason. He's there tearing score to score.
Who did exactly that last night for the Cubs. They scored their game-winning run.
Yep.
Davis led the American League in stolen bases 2 years ago, playing for the Indians. Oh, and 2. And an 0-2 pitch is lined up the left field line. Davis will go to third. Alex Gordon throws to third, and Melky Cabrera advances to second base. And now he will come out for a pinch runner. Brandon Barnes.
How about that piece of hit there? That ball was up, way around his letters. McCarthy, that definitely was not the sinker he wanted. See if he can wiggle out of it.
Second and third for Yandy Diaz, who has 2 hits tonight, and the only time he's been retired, he lined out to right field.
It's a good contact hitter. Hope he hits it at somebody.
One ball, 1 strike. All of this started with 2 outs. McCarthy came on. He struck out Allen. He got Ramirez to ground out. And now Donaldson has an infield single. Cabrera a double. Pinch runners on. And McCarthy's ahead 1 and 2.
Fans getting into it a little bit here. They're saying, hey, come on, execute a pitch. Maybe it's a secondary changeup or a slider. Down.
A ground ball. Mondesi throws back to first. A stretch and an out. And Diaz may have helped out the Royals by sliding into first rather than running through the bag.
McCarthy does it again. What a nice help out there by Mondesi, though. That was clean. And you're right, sometimes that slows you down. He's out.
Roberto Mondesi has come up big for Kevin McCarthy. This was the play that he made with the bases loaded, nobody out on Tuesday. And here's the play that he made just moments ago with 2nd and 3rd and 2 down to help McCarthy get out of the inning, and Mack appreciates that. And we're still tied to the bottom of the 8th.
Showing some excellent range and then the ability to throw across his body. He's got skills.
Barnes stays in the game in right field. And the new Indians pitcher is John Edwards. And with 1 pitch, he has the first out of the 8th on a fly ball from Alex Gordon. Edwards has pitched in 8 games with the Indians this year. And now Salvador Perez, and it was on this date 12 years ago that the Royals signed 16-year-old Salvador Johan Diaz Perez out of Valencia, Venezuela. Salvador played his first professional season the next year in '07 and then called up to the Royals on August 10th, 2011. He pulls it on the ground to Rosales, and there are 2 outs in the 8th inning.
MLB At Bat is your #1 Royals app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Royals home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Edwards has a pretty big fastball, mid-90s, maybe go a little bit higher than that. Slurvy slider.
Ryan O'Hearn is 1 for 3 with that 1 hit coming against the tough lefty Andrew Miller. Back-to-back sliders, and it's 0-2. That's a 3-pitch strikeout and a 1-2-3-8 for John Edwards, and we're tied at 1 to the 9th inning. Brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Pick your power, fuel, or battery with Steel. Search STIHL. And by Ford. Going further so you can.
It's not quite there yet, but it's looking really good tonight.
It's not quite there yet? I think it's there. I see it.
No, it's not full.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here's our Pepsi fan of the game. It is 9:42, but And he's wide awake.
Yeah, he can't wait. So Peralta can hold him down right here, and the Royals can have another walk-off.
Willie is 14 out of 14 in save opportunities. He's had some trouble in non-save opportunities, which he has presented here. And he'll get Gomes, Geyer, and Rosales. And Yan Gomes grounds it out to Mondesi on one hop. One away. Yan Gomes is 0 for 4.
Fastball, slider, changeup are his 3 pitches. He'll mix all of them up, use them all.
This is Peralta's first full season as a big league reliever. And if there's one number that needs to improve for him next year, that would be walks. Breaking ball's in for a strike. He has walked 23 in 32 innings.
Closer, you're looking for trouble for that number there. That's might be the worst number to have.
That'll be into the crowd. It's 0-2 on Geyer. The only run for the Indians tonight was in the first inning. 3 batters into the game. Jose Ramirez hit a sac fly, scoring Francisco Lindor. And then the Royals got a home run from Mondesi in the 3rd. Grounded out to Dozier. That's in time. 2 outs in the 9th. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefevre with Rex Hudler, along with Joel Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery. Rosales fouls it away. Director Steve Kurtenbach, producer Kevin Cedergren, associate producers Al Broughton, Sam Abramson, Dave Holtzman, and the producer of Royals Live, which is coming up, is Casey Carter. One ball, one strike. And it'll be Dozier, Goodwin, and Valoria in the bottom of the 9th.
One thing I've noticed tonight about Peralta, after he throws the pitch, he's walking right back up to the slab and throwing the ball. So somebody must have talked about his tempo, how that's been troubling for the defense behind him. Good pitch there. He had him fooled.
He went, and as soon as he walks off the dirt, he is officially out. So Peralta's impressive in the top of the 9th inning. The Royals have won 13 of their last 16 at home with several walk-offs, including this one against the Indians. Hunter Dozier a little over a month ago. Indians have stranded 8. The Royals have stranded 7. John Edwards will stay on for the 9th, and he breezed through the middle part of the Royals order in the 8th. And now he'll get Dozier, Goodwin, and Valoria. Hunter is 1 for 3 with a second inning single.
Look for that fastball. He's going to give you one. He's got a mid-90s one he's showing. Slider curve.
Hunter is 1 for 1 against his pitcher with a home run. And he's ahead in the count, 2-0.
There's one guy that can do it. This guy can't. Any part of this ballpark, too, he's shown he can do it.
Not the pitch that he wanted. I was impressed listening to him talk to Joel after the game on Tuesday when he had the go-ahead home run. I mean, the home run was great, but he said, my job is to get on base. In that situation, I'm just trying to get on base. He wasn't trying to hit a home run. And now he's ahead in the count, 3-1. Edwards is shaking his head as he walks back to the mound.
Home runs are byproducts of good, easy swings. In a good spot here, I would imagine that Edwards would challenge him.
And it's belted to left field. Geyer is back, and he is there. It didn't sound like he got it. It was the right pitch. It was the right swing. It was the right trajectory. It just wasn't the right part of the bat.
A lot of the crowd here at the K, they got on their feet. They thought for sure it might be, but good effort. He got him the fastball. And when you have a mid-90s fastball, that's your best pitch. You challenge somebody with it. You don't want to get beat with your secondary pitch. Good swing, did everything right. Just got in a tad on him, didn't quite barrel it.
And now left-hand batters coming up. So Tyler Olson is coming in. Nobody on, and a 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 9th inning, facing Tyler Olson.
Left-hander. Tyler Olson, he's got a pretty good little fastball. It's not overpowering, though. He was 88 to 93. He knows how to spot it. Slider, curve, change.
Goodwin is 1 out of 3 tonight, with a double which bounced over the wall in center field in the 5th inning.
.214 hitter off of lefties. Goodwin. Find a way to get on.
And it is 0-2. Olson's bounced around, including being in the Royals organization 2 years ago. He pitched 5 games at AAA Omaha. Just missed down and away. Only one Royal on the roster has ever faced Tyler Olson, and that's Jorge Bonifacio. Two outs.
So what are you going to stay with against the lefty? Look at that sidearm angle. That makes it really difficult. That release point is in back of the left-handed batter. Really tough to hold that shoulder in.
Mabry's Valoria hits for the first time. Valoria took over in the top of the 8th inning after Cam Gallagher came out for a pinch runner. 1-1. Jason Hamill is getting ready for the 10th, and the Indians will have the top of their order. Slow breaking ball, 74 miles an hour, 2-1.
Wouldn't it be a perfect time for your first major league homer? Got to get a pitch up, 2-1. See if he's got some pop.
That was the swing, but it was not the pitch.
Nope. Olson doing a nice job in his little short time of keeping the ball away from the lefties. It's a tough one.
And Olson gets the job done with lefties coming up. He gets back-to-back strikeouts, and we head to the 10th. Still tied at 1. By AT&T, the official sponsor of Extra Innings. And extra innings we go. The Indians scored in the first, the Royals scored in the 3rd. Jason Hamill will get the 10th inning with Lindor, Allen, and Ramirez coming up. Sparkman, Lively, McCarthy, Peralta. They all held the Indians to 1 run, 9 hits. And now Jason Hamill. Lindor opened the game with a single. He went to second on an error. He went to third on a balk. and then scored on a sacrifice fly. And that's the only run for Cleveland.
Hamill fastball, slider, change curve. He's 4 pitches.
Lindor has also been on with a walk tonight. And after that walk, he was caught stealing by Cam Gallagher. One and one.
Lindor has faced Hamill 23 times, 7 hits, 1 homer, 1 double.
Two and one. And now 2 balls, 2 strikes. $19,262 are here tonight on a Thursday night with 3 games to go after tonight. Another foul ball by Lindor. Tomorrow night begins a stretch of 3 games for the Royals against pitchers with 200 or more strikeouts. The Indians this year became the first starting rotation in Major League history to have 4 starters with 200 or more strikeouts. Three and two.
Very impressive.
I see 2 of them in the middle there. Mike Clevenger with the long hair. Carlos Carrasco to his right, or his left, our right. Corey Kluber and Trevor Bauer, who's working his way back from a broken leg, are the other 2. Another foul ball. Clevenger's had a nice year.
He certainly has.
Carrasco and Kluber and really Bauer, I guess, are not surprises in that category, but Clevenger has really improved in his last 2 seasons.
Bauer doesn't get hurt. He goes on and finishes strong. He has a chance for a Cy Young. He's had that kind of year.
To Witt's backhand and a throw back to Ahern. So that long battle goes Hamill's way. 1 down in the 10th inning.
Defense looking sharp tonight behind Royals pitching. Lindor had a nice long battle. 2-3 hopper. Was out. Wasn't close. Nice quick release. So both Witt and Mondesi up the middle tonight, showing that they can make throws on a dead run across their body with no problem. It's a pretty nice skill to have. Of course, if you're a big league infielder, that's what you can do.
And now Allen drops one out into left field. He can run, but Alex Gordon charged aggressively from left and keeps Allen at first base with a single.
Sandy Alomar over there, he's been in the league a long time. He said, don't even try it. A little two-seamer away from him, cued it right off the end of the bat. Good touch. But Alex, on the dead run from his infield days, is almost more dangerous throwing the ball than he is with his feet planted. Comes right over the top, has deadly accuracy, can nail a runner in a heartbeat.
Timeout, something fell onto the field. out in left field. So remember, the grounds crew went to go pick it up. So Allen at first with 19 stolen bases, and Jose Ramirez is at the plate. Up and away, ball one. Ramirez is 0 for 3 tonight, but he did have the sacrifice fly in the first inning that drove in the Indians' run.
Hamill takes a little bit of time to get to the plate, but Valoria's 2 for 4 and throwing runners out. He's got a nice arm, good release, quick.
The Indians so far tonight are without a stolen base. They lead the major leagues in that category, something they have never done as a franchise. Allen flinched but didn't like his jump, and it's 2-0. Coming into tonight, they had a 7 stolen base advantage over Boston in the American League. There goes Allen. The pitch is low. The throw comes in on a bounce, but Allen beats the throw. Mondesi made a nice play handling the short hop. And now Allen's at second base with 1 out.
Certainly did. Excellent jump. That little late hop like that is on the perfect side, though. I'll tell you what, infielders love it when it's down on one hop like that than it is up. Because they all have really good soft hands.
So now they have an 8 stolen base advantage over the next closest team, the Red Sox, and 9 over the National League's #1 stolen base team, Milwaukee. And now Ramirez is on with a 4-pitch walk. And now Hamill will get Rajai Davis, not Josh Donaldson. Davis came on for Donaldson as a pinch runner in the 8th inning, which is the designated hitter spot. Showing bunt and taking a strike.
Yeah, Dozier, third baseman for the Royals, wasn't buying it. He was way back in the bag. So, I don't believe he's going to bunt. Now, that brought him in a few steps. He was way back.
Shallow left center, and it's Goodwin charging in for the second out. And now it's Hamill and Brandon Barnes, who also came on as a pinch runner in the 8th inning. That was for Melky Cabrera, so this is his first at bat. And his numbers are good for just 15 games. Here comes Cal Eldred. Since Barnes was not in the starting lineup tonight, he's probably a hitter that they didn't cover tonight.
Yep, want to make sure they check him out. This is a veteran player. He's got some time in. He's played with the Rockies, Astros. More of a singles, doubles type hitter.
In the bottom of the 10th, the Royals have Phillips, Merrifield, and Mondesi. And right now the Indians have a right-hander, Neil Ramirez, warming up in the bullpen. So Hamill to Barnes. Runners going, and the Indians double steal against Hamill to put 2 runners in scoring position. So they went 9 innings without a steal tonight, and now they have 3 in the 10th.
Yep, good jumps. No way you're going to get him. Hunter Dozier did a good, nice job of keeping that ball from going in left field.
Down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Barnes played 132 games in Columbus this year, AAA. Nice year, 273. 39 doubles.
One and two. He's a guy who paid his dues. Played in parts of 8 minor league seasons before he made his big league debut with the Astros. Almost 3,000 minor league plate appearances before that big league debut in 2012.
Yeah, he's a grinder.
Off the knuckles and foul. There's a neat story attached to that. All that time in the minor leagues, and then the next year in 2013 he made the Astros opening day roster. And you know how some managers right before opening day or spring training, they'll bring in a motivational speaker to get the guys pumped up. Bo Porter was the manager of the Astros, and he had Brandon Barnes address the team. Talk about how he almost quit and how he was told he would never get past A ball. He got to be the motivational speaker.
That's awesome.
And Hamill strikes him out. Valoria down to first. So a single, a walk, 3 stolen bases. And Hamill pitches a scoreless top of the 10th inning.
He worked his way out. Nice block.
Since coming back from the DL, and we were telling you about Mike Clevenger and his 200 strikeouts, 202. That's tomorrow at 7:15. Jacob Junis and Corey Kluber is the pitcher that Junis models himself after, so they'll get to match up on Saturday. And then the last game of the year, Eric Skoglund and Carlos Carrasco. Well, Brett Phillips was supposed to lead off, so Terry Francona was going to leave the lefty Tyler Olson in there, and then Ned Yost sent Jorge Bonifacio out as a pinch hitter. So Terry Francona makes a pitching change, and we'll be back. To go, but he was going to leave Tyler Olson in to face Brett Phillips, but Jorge Bonifacio comes to the plate. So a pitching change right before we started the bottom of the 10th inning. So now it's Bonifacio, Merrifield, and Mondesi coming up against the right-hander Neil Ramirez. At the knees at 95 miles an hour.
Yep, he's 6'4", 215, 29 years old. 91 to 97 with his fastball, power curve, slider.
Crack bat and rolled out to Lindor. One out in the bottom of the 10th. Ramirez had a little time on the disabled list in August with a low back problem. He is a one-time first-round pick of the Rangers. Whit Merrifield has 2 more hits and a 17-game hitting streak. And Whit took all the drama out of that in the first inning when he got his first hit and then stole another base. He has 42. 8 more than he had last year. 1-1. Whit has 2 at-bats in the past against Ramirez. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And nobody has more than 2 at-bats against Ramirez on the Royals roster. Lifted to right, and Barnes is there. 2 outs. And now Ramirez and Mondesi. Mondesi also has 2 at-bats. He is a single and a strikeout against Neil Ramirez.
So go ahead and be all the offense tonight. Why don't you? For that heater.
It was up and out of the strike zone, but he was ready for it. Both starting pitchers gave up the runs. So the Royals bullpen tonight has 5 scoreless innings. That's a little bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and two.
Pretty good slider there. Good road, good spot for it.
5 scoreless innings for the Royals bullpen. 5 1/3 scoreless innings for the Indians bullpen. Smith loosens up for the 11th with Diaz, Gomes, and Geyer scheduled to come up. All right-hand batters. Down and away, 3 and 2. Alex Gordon would be next. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Mondesi drove in the run in the 3rd, and then he lost an RBI in the 5th. Royals had Brian Goodwin at second base and 2 outs, and Mondesi against Andrew Miller, batting right-handed, hit a line drive to shallow center, and Greg Allen made a diving play. Now Mondesi's on. And you know he's going to be a distraction with Alex Gordon coming up.
He could easily rip off second and third.
Alex is 0 for 4 tonight and 0 for 1 in the past against Ramirez.
What a night for Gordo. Look at all of his fans out there. Last Gordo Nation night. Francona has his outfielders playing pretty deep. Reasons are, if Alex splits the gap, they can get to it quicker when it hits the wall.
There goes Mondesi right away. Gomes' throw is late. So the winning run's in scoring position.
11 for 12. Base stealers are successful against Ramirez. Yeah, Mondesi was coming up by the time Lindor even caught it. He ripped that off easy. And believe me, he'll steal third the same way, and what happens is that then he could get a throw that goes errant, and he could score and game over without a hit.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Now the outfielders coming in now. They're a little bit closer.
And Alex lately has been shooting the ball to the left side, and there's only 1 infielder on that left side.
Oops. Go ahead. Hit that. Just hit a little routine where the shortstop normally plays. It's over.
Alex has 11 RBIs in his last 10 games. He has 8 RBIs in his last 8 home games. Got him to chase. 1 and 2. Backhanded by Gomes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Three and 2. Salvador Perez is on deck. Mondesi walked with 2 outs, and then he stole second base. There he goes to third, and Alex takes ball 4. Well, Mondesi has 2 stolen bases. And for the first time in 30 years, a team has a pair of teammates with 25 or more stolen bases after the All-Star break. You got to go back to the 1988 Cardinals, and what would make it even sweeter is if Mondesi's stolen bases lead to the winning run. Alex goes to second. Salvador Perez, base hit left field. And the Royals just keep on winning at Kauffman Stadium. Years ago today, the Royals signed a 16-year-old catcher out of Venezuela, Salvador